priceless. Don't ever make your priceless in your world. And brother, I know what you're up against, but you can make it.
Hey girl, 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 hey, hey girl, hey, hey girl, hey, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey. Okay, I'm done because it's getting out of hand. How's everybody doing out there? First of all, let me say welcome to the end of 2021. It was a long 2020. It was a long 2021. We're all hoping and praying that 2022 is much better, of course, but we're also appreciating life for what it has been. If you're listening to this, that means you made it through the pandemic for the past 2 years. So shout out to you. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for your life. I'm grateful for my life. I had COVID not too long ago in September. It just felt like a sinus infection. My daughters caught it. My husband caught it. It was just like sinus infections in our house. So I'm very, 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 very thankful to God for that, because that didn't have to be the story. You know, it wasn't a lot of people's stories. So very thankful, very grateful for that. I'm here today because I want to talk about comparison. And I feel like I've done a podcast on this already, but I feel like it needs to be talked about again. And the reason why is, so I'm going to name this podcast, Comparison Makes You a Loser. Because it's just true. And I know it sounds harsh that comparison will make you a loser because we all do it. But in the moment that we compare ourselves, we're losing. We're losers. And I'm going to get into that deeper in a minute. But what got me on this subject, I made a video on TikTok. I had taken like a little break from making videos on TikTok just to kind of recalibrate, get some things together in my own mind, take a step back, and just kind of find my flow again. Because I feel like I didn't have it for a while. I feel like I was kind of still trying to find my way. I feel like I was kind of frustrated because I wasn't, to be completely transparent, I wasn't getting the views, I wasn't getting the followers, I wasn't getting the attention from TikTok, from, you know, the online platforms that I was using. But I had to take a step back because that is not what I'm here for. I'm not here for a platform. I'm not here for fame. I'm not here for popularity. I'm not here, as a lot of people call me, famous, TikTok famous or whatever. I am not here for that. That is not why I started. That is not why God has me on this journey at all, period. And so for me to kind of lose myself in that, I had to regain momentum for me. And I needed to find again why I started this platform in the first place. I started this platform, Hey Girl, Hey Little Sis, over on TikTok. I started all of that because God told me to, right? He woke me up at 2 o'clock in the morning, said, do big sis talk, do big sis videos. And it blew up from there. But it's not about the blow up part. When I started, when I was going live, I remember doing lives, nobody was there, but I was doing it every day to be consistent because that's what God had told me to do. So I say all that to say, recalibrated, made a video for the first time again yesterday, and it was about comparison. And I talked about how, you know, if you want confidence, if you want to love your body, if you want to love yourself, it starts with you stopping the process in your mind of comparing yourself. And I had a few people comment, no, I can't do that. I had somebody else comment, that's what I do all the time. That's just who I am. And it's frustrating. And I'm not going to sit here on this podcast and pretend that I have 100% stopped comparing myself to other people, because that would be a lie, right? That's not true. I still compare myself at times, but now I have the tools to rein it back in and say, hey, Allyson, you're comparing your life, your whole entire life in existence, to a 3-minute, 60-second, 15-second video on social media of the life of somebody you don't even know. They could be saying one thing on social media and life be completely different. Okay, so I have gotten the tools that I need to check myself. And I feel like a lot of us need that check in our spirit. We need that check in our mind that pops up and says, hey, you don't have to do that. You don't have to compare yourself to her. She's not you and you're not her. And so the reason why I'm calling this podcast episode Comparison Makes You a Loser is because every time you compare yourself to somebody else, you lose. anytime you put two things next to each other, like the other day we were in the T-Mobile store, me and my husband looking at the possibilities of upgrading our iPhones. And they had something on the new iPhone where you could compare. And so whenever you do a comparison, it's because there are two things in front of you or two things that you're thinking of. And through the comparison, in the end, one becomes better than the other. And so anytime we start comparing ourselves with somebody else, we're aligning ourselves up to somebody else. And as we go through the list of things, as we go through our list of stuff, our stuff and their stuff, we're essentially trying to find who's better. And the issue with that becomes, sorry, I was looking at my thing. The issue with that becomes when we try to find who's better, we always come in second place. Always. Why do we always come in second place? Because we literally cannot be anybody else on the planet. We do not have the capacity to do that. We don't have the ability to become somebody else. Excuse me. We don't have the ability to become somebody else at all, period. We can't change our eye color. We can put contacts in and temporarily, let me stop. We can put contacts in and temporarily change our eye color, but we know deep down underneath the contacts, our real eye color is brown or our real eye color is blue. We can dye our hair all we want to, but if we were to ever shave it off and it were to grow back, it's going to grow back in its original color. I can chemically straighten my natural curly hair all I want to, but if I cut all my hair off and when my roots start to show, it's going to be curly hair. So for me to compare myself to a woman whose eyes are blue, for me to compare myself to someone whose hair is straight, I automatically come in second place because I could never, ever, ever be that person. If I like that person's voice and I start to say, man, their voice is so nice, my voice sucks. Of course my voice sucks in comparison to theirs. Why? Because my voice is not their voice. My voice cannot be their voice. I can scroll through TikTok and Instagram all day long, which I know a lot of y'all do. Y'all scroll through social media all day long, and you see these girls who have these smaller bodies who are size 6, size 4, size 2, size 0. And then you look at your size 8, size 10, size 12, size 14, size 16 in the mirror, and you say, my body sucks. But the only reason I think it sucks is because I've now put it up against somebody else's body type. When in reality, my body does not have the capacity to be built like her body. Now, I'm not saying I couldn't be a size 0. I'm not saying I couldn't be a size 2. But would my body, even if I got to that size, would my body look like hers? Probably not. I've been through childbirth, emergency C-section, all kinds of things, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight again. So my body will never look like hers. But the moment that I try to put my body next to her body, I automatically come in second place. The minute that I try to put my accomplishments next to somebody else's accomplishments, I automatically come in second place. Because even if we have the same amount of accomplishments, I'm always going to try to find something else that person did that's better than me. And I always come in second place. Versus if I stop comparing myself to someone else and I just simply, two things. One, appreciate that person for who they are. And then two, appreciate myself for who I am. And acknowledge that there is only one of me. There is only one of them. And anytime I try to compare what I'm doing to what they're doing, anytime I try to compare who I am with who they are, I automatically come in second place because no one can be them. No one on the planet can be them. We watch, there's one TV show called Botched, right? And you have these people that are coming on because they try to get all of these things fixed on them. And it end up getting messed up. There's a guy out there that's the Ken Barbie or the regular Barbie, trying to fix themselves in all of these different ways to look like a Barbie doll. But there's only one Barbie figure. And you are you. Your body was never meant to be shaped like a Barbie. Your body was never meant to be shaped like a Ken doll. And it's hard for us to accept, right? Because we see the affection that's poured on them, and we see the likes, and we see the shares, and we're like, oh my gosh, if everybody likes that person and I don't look like that person, I must be terrible. Wrong. That's not true. Just because people are showing them love and affection on social media, why have we chosen social media to be the do-all, be-all, end-all of what is accepted and what is not, of what is loved and what is not? We have made social media the guiding light for what we should look like, who we should be, what we should sound like, and what we should be doing. We've made it our guiding beacon. Oh, this week, everybody likes this dance, so I'm going to try to do this dance. But then they like this dance from this girl. This girl got 1 million views because she did the dance in the bikini. And, well, I don't really want to show that part of myself off, but if I want the likes, maybe I should compromise and do it. And that's where the losing continues. Because as I continue to compare myself, then I want to change who I am because I think that something else is better than an authentic and an original. And so I begin to compromise who I am, and I begin to change who I've authentically been created to be someone else, to be like someone else. And so I change this original design that has never been seen before, that will never be seen again. I change it. I alter it. I fix it. And then I end up becoming a really bad copy of somebody else. I end up becoming this Picasso piece of all these other things that the world and social media has been telling me is what I need to be and who I need to be. And then I look in the mirror and I don't even recognize myself. I don't know the person that's staring back at me because I've rejected the original, authentic being that I was created to be. And so when we do that, we automatically come in second place. Every time we compare ourselves, you want to know why comparison is so frustrating and why comparison gets you to a point of depression and gets you to a point of frustration? Because deep down, you know you'll never be that person. And you know in your mind is processing, there is literally nothing I can do to be that person. And it makes you mad and it makes you upset. And you continue to see that person. You continue to see that person's face. You continue to see that person's face. You continue to watch them on social media. You continue to follow them on social media. Also, you can see all the things that you are not. But this is the truth. You are not them. You're not her. You're not as pretty as her. Why? Because you're not her. You're as pretty as you. And guess what? She's not as pretty as you are. Why? Because she'll never be you. See, it works both ways, right? The issue is that the attention and the affection and the likes and the follows are not coming to you. They're going to her. And so that's really why you're saying to yourself, I'm not good enough because of likes and follows. Because of a random click of a stranger's finger, you told yourself that somebody else is better than you. And you continue to be a loser. But when you stop comparing yourself to them and appreciate them for who they are, and you see them dancing, man, they are killing that dance. I wonder if I would do a good job doing a dance. Not, I wonder if I can do as good as her, because you can't, because you're not her. You don't know her dancing background. You don't know her theater background. You don't know any of that. So to compare that is unjust to you, and it makes you a loser and you come in second place. See the difference in the wording? I wonder if I would do a good job on that dance versus I wonder if I can be as good as her. Oh man, she looks great in that dress. I wonder what that dress would look like on me versus I wonder if I would look as good as her in that dress. Because the truth is you won't. Why? Because you're not her. You're you. And you were built and created and destined to be you, not to be her, not to be like her. She's beautiful in her own way, as are you beautiful in yours. And you can't allow a like or a follow or a subscribe to dictate whether you look good enough, whether you sound good enough, whether your dance is good enough. You just can't. Because if you continue to allow social media to be your guiding light in your life, you will always be changing and compromising who you are for social media. How do I know? I grew up, I'm a millennial, right? I'm 32. I know I don't look like it. No, I'm just playing. So I grew up before social media was around, right? So I was a part of the generation where social media came to be. I've seen tons of fads come and go. I've seen tons of things that people like and people dislike come and go. Every other month, it changes. Every other week, it changes. One week, everybody likes girls that are size 0 and size 2. The next week, everybody wants somebody with the Coca-Cola bottle shape. The next week, everybody is commenting on how small someone's chests are. The next week, everybody wants big breasts. Like, everything is changing. Everybody's opinion of what is beautiful changes. It changes based on who they are. It changes based on what they grew up, where they grew up. It changes based on who they grew up around. It changes. And so if you are so set on letting social media being your guiding light, you are always going to be changing who you are instead of giving the world something they've never seen before. Why don't we want to do that anymore? Why don't we want to say, this is who I am. This is who I've been created to be. And now if you like it, that's great. If you don't, that's great. But it's not going to change the love that I have for myself. Because I know that from the beginning of time and for all eternity, there'll only be one of me. So every time you put your eyes on me, you're looking at something you'll never see again. Every time you put your eyes on me, you should be happy. You should be appreciative. Why? Because you'll never see anyone that looks like me again. And I know I say this all the time, but think about the Mona Lisa. People travel tens of thousands of miles just to look at this one painting, to put their eyes on it one time, to be able to say they saw it. And that is you. You have to start visualizing yourself as the Mona Lisa. When you see me, when I step in this room with you, you've never seen someone like me before. You've never heard someone with my voice before. You've never seen someone with my skin tone before. You've never seen someone with my hair texture before. And the combination of all of that, you'll never see again. So when I walk in the room, I own it. Wherever I go, I stand out. Why? Because no one has ever seen anyone like me before in their life, and they'll never see it again. So I stopped comparing myself because I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of losing to other people who in reality aren't even playing my game. So why is it, this sounds so crazy, right? Putting it in the terms of a game. Why am I inviting someone to play a game? They don't even know I invited them. And every time I invite someone to play my game, I know I'm going to lose. Where's the hope in that? Where's the joy in that? Where's the future in that? There is none. Stop comparing yourself. No one else is you. I know people, that's a cliche. No one else is you, and that is your superpower. But it really is. Because no one else on this planet can be you. Ever. Even if they try, even if you have a twin. I have twin girls, 5 years old, different as night and day. They are not the same. They have similar features, but they are not the same. You cannot be them. I'm sorry. I know you want the likes and the follows and the shares. I know that's what you're after. But you cannot be them. And that's great. I'm so glad that you can't be like that girl over there. Why? Because if you were like her, then we would just have two of her instead of you being the individual you're supposed to be and solving the world's problems the way only you can. Because we're all placed here with a purpose. We're all placed here with the intention of solving a world problem, solving something happening on our planet that only we can do. a combination of your experiences, a combination of how you were brought up, a combination of the things that you see, the things that you learn, where you learn, how you learn. They all come together to make you who you are. Why reject those things? Why go through all of these things you're enduring through childhood and being a teenager, and whether you're a mom listening or whether you're a college student? Why go through all of that to try to be somebody else when that person could never be you? And I want you to start viewing it that way. Man, I could never be them. But you know what? They could never be me either. Stop comparing yourself. Stop losing at your own game. Okay? That's all I came to say today. I hope that you have a great holiday. I will be back, prayerfully before the end of the year. I'm not going to make any promises because things are up and down. And not in a bad way, but just traveling and traveling to see family for the holidays and job. So I'm not going to make any promises, but I will be back because I'm realizing y'all need some encouragement, especially during these times being stuck at home and all y'all doing most of the time is staring at your phone, comparing yourself, telling yourself that you're not great, telling yourself that you're not worthy of love, all these things. We got to stop all of that. So I'm going to be back. Okay? So subscribe to this podcast, save this podcast, download it, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and share this with somebody that you know is struggling. Share with your friends that are comparing themselves. Okay? Y'all get on the phone talking about what y'all don't have. Nah, both of y'all stop. Get on FaceTime or get on whatever you got to get on and watch this video together. Listen to this podcast together because you need it. Okay? I wish somebody would have told me the same thing when I was coming up. All right. I love y'all. Peace.